YouTube friends, what's going on? David back with a brand new video. Today we are breaking down a television commercial that I shot, one part of a three-part series for you guys. It's a brand new year. It is 2020. Hope you guys are starting off to a great start, whether you're doing weddings or events or getting into commercials, low budget, no budget stuff. Maybe it's documentaries or whatever it is. We always need an opportunity to look at other people's work, other cinematographers, other camera operators, how they move the camera, how they set up the lights, how they block a scene, what kind of composition helps to tell the story. And so for this television commercial, it was basically half like run and gun using a day exterior scene where we were in a kind of like a mountain range, not really like a full mountain range, but like a short hike. And then the other scenes were daytime interiors, and as well as kind of like a moody bathroom scene, which is what we're going to review today. This entire television commercial is for Stout Nutrition. They're a supplement company, and I wanted the story to be about a woman who's training for her first Ironman. Something that's very grueling, something that's very physically, mentally, and emotionally intensive. And she also needs to, have the right sleep, nutrition, all that kind of stuff. And so Stout Nutrition, they make these vegan supplements. And specifically, what we're showing off at the end of the spot, you saw there's all four of the other products there, but specifically in this TVC, she's drinking one of their protein powders. So that being said, let's go ahead and hop into Shot Designer. Shot Designer is an app that I use to do all my lighting diagrams. It'll show you exactly kind of like the space that we're working with, the dimensions of it, and then where the lights are, where the camera is, where Callie, where our actor is, and then also how I went about and lit the scene. All right, friends, the audio may sound a little bit crispier as this is like a talking head, or not a video capture talking head, so audio probably sounds better. We are in Shot Designer for this bathroom scene, hand drawn, my little our little bathroom here. What you can see here is it looks bigger it looks bigger with the drawing. It's not really that big. We have here, this is a window, and then this is a clear shower door, and then over here is the door into the bathroom, which I closed. So the window we were shooting daytime. This was like 10 a.m., right? So obviously if you leave this window here, even if the sun isn't over here, I believe, let me just actually add this. So we're at our sun. Our sun is like way here, and you can see this would be the front of the front of the house, so to speak, garage here, and the front of the house here. Sun's probably actually over here somewhere, right? So you just have obviously just light coming in. But what I did was I flew up a negative fill here on a C-stand, a 4x8 of a negative fill, just to cut out as much light as possible, and it did a really good job. Here we have this is the sink, this is our actor Callie, and then this is actually a full, or almost like a full picture frame mirror, and on top of it are these little Edison bulb fixtures, right? So there's actually four of them here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I took out the two in the middle, and I left the two on the side. Just household bulbs, nothing fancy. They're 2700 Kelvin bulbs that you can get from anywhere, Target, IKEA, wherever you're at. And then what I did was I covered it in a bleached muslin. So bleached muslin, there's bleached muslin, and then there's unbleached muslin. Bleached muslin tends to have a little bit less of a less of like a warmer, diffused look to it than unbleached muslin. So that's why I prefer bleached muslin, because it's not too harsh as far as like the change in color temperature, right? Because these are 2700 Kelvin bulbs. If you use anything warmer than that, it's gonna look really kind of weird, you know, like really orangey and maybe not too great on someone's face. So we have the bleached muslin here covering up. Camera-wise, we have the Blackmagic was on here. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. At first, I had an idea. I want to get a wide showing kind of over the shoulder of her into the and also looking into the mirror. We ended up not using any of that, but then we went to our default, which was instead of the 25mm SLRMagic Micro Prime, we were using the SLRMagic 50mm T21 APO, which is more like their cine lens. And we were wide open at a T2.1 just because, you know, we want to hide as much of this bathroom as possible. So nothing really, you know, there really isn't a lot of depth behind the bathroom. So we just shot wide open to keep everything looking more interesting. In the back here, we have a Nanlite that I just set up on a light stand. I had it dialed down to 2800 Kelvin to kind of, you know, match the warmness of these tungsten bulbs. And I had it dialed down pretty low. You know, it was definitely less than 10%. It was probably around 3 to 5%. If I remember correctly. And then most of it was for this shots that we actually did use for the television commercial. They were all handheld, just letting Callie play out the scene, letting her, you know, splash water in her face. She was, you know, holding the shot for a few seconds. Just her hand was right here. You know, I managed to capture that, and you know, again, I allowed her to play out the scene and not really, you know, say, okay, do this, do that, do this, do that. It was like, okay, you know, you're feeling these emotions. Let's play it out. Let's see what happens, you know? So our first couple of takes, she was mostly just looking at the window or looking at the mirror. Our last take, which is what I used, she ended up, you know, turning around and looking off camera. So I was like, oh, you know, that's a really cool shot. Let's go ahead and use that, right? And then that's pretty much it, you know. So very basic lighting setup. I just used the bulbs that are already in the bathroom. You could purchase like cheap bulbs if you want to. Bleached muslin. If you go to Joann's Fabrics or, you know, something similar to where you're at, you can get like a 4x4 of bleached muslin for about 10 bucks. You know, which is pretty good, man. Considering if you want to buy that from like B&H or like, you know, like a film equipment place, or probably cost you a lot more just because they can label it as like, you know, film use or whatever. So again, $10 for bleached muslin for a 4x4. It's probably it's actually way too big for what we needed. But again, you know, 4x4 is great for other purposes. And then the bulbs cost barely anything. And the Nanlites, I have 2 of the 2 footers. You can buy them separately, but I just, you know, bought them in a pair. 2 of them cost $549 brand new. They're really versatile lights, and they last for quite some time. Unless you're going full intensity, then they don't last like more than 2 hours, but you probably won't be using these lights at like full capacity anyways. And then yeah, camera setup is, you know, whatever camera you have. I just use the Blackmagic because that's what I use with the SLRMagic lenses. I did have diffusion in front, so we were using Tiffin Glimmer Glass 1. Just to kind of add some specular highlights to her face and to reduce blemishes, keep, you know, the texture of her face, and that's pretty much it. Very simple lighting setup. Again, this was shot at 10 a.m. This could have been 9 a.m. This could have been 3 in the morning. This could have been 10 p.m. at night. But negative fill helps out a lot when you're shooting anything, whether it's daytime or nighttime. It just helps to bring it helps to increase the contrast in camera, and again, to block out any kind of available light reflecting off of things here and there. And there you have it, a little lighting breakdown for you guys. Again, part 1 of a 3-part series for this television commercial. I'm not gonna do the whole TVC spot, just the parts that, as far as the lighting goes and like the cinematography aspects of it goes, I feel like can benefit you guys, whether you're doing, again, something low budget or something a little bit of a higher budget. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel as always, just so you're notified of new content coming out. And remember friends, every day you have an opportunity to create your experience and to write and tell your own story. My name is David Lee, and I will catch you guys in the next video.